hello. Thank you to everyone for being here to attend my presentation. Speaking about CMS LFAM system and the recent history. It's getting better and better, making composite production more competitive and sustainable. This is the agenda. Luckily, you know we are belonging to SCM Group, a group with 700 million of turnover, 4,000 people around the world, with a global presence, and a group manufacturing industrial machinery and industrial parts. We are in the section manufacturing industrial machinery, and in detail, the business unit is the machinery for advanced material processing. Machine tools, 5-axis machine tools to machine parts for automotive, racing cars, aerospace, marine, and between the range there is the new one that is Kreator. Kreator is young but growing fast. We started not so much time ago. Here you can see a selection of events where we have presented Kreator. GEC Webinar 2021, do you remember the pandemic time? But also GEC Forum, the DAC, and up to the last edition of GEC World last year and the forum, the DAC. Okay? The context is a context of a technology growing fast. Do you remember 1 year ago I presented the first slide that is coming from the Expert Digest of GEC Composite magazine, saying that the growth rate is more than 20%, the annual growth rate. But a lot of new applications have been done in these years. AM go nuclear, nuclear fuel 3D printed, shoes, you know. We have sport shoes 3D printed, but also continuous fiber 3D printed parts, but also other parts for helicopters, for instance. And also Kreator is growing. Is growing with a new, I hope that, okay, perfect. With a new 3D printing strategy, that is the 90 degrees 3D printing. Why 90 degrees 3D printing? Because the reason is using the 45 degrees 3D printing, you can have just one slope. You can grow, but not go down. With 90 degrees 3D printing, you can print a part like that, monolithic part like that, and not two parts collected together. Important manager said in a conference, from the sustainability point of view, the best part is no part. That is, instead of having two parts, having only one part is a very good point for the sustainability of the process. But also software. I think it works not. Okay, software. A new software to make easy the programming. The large format additive manufacturing is a very peculiar technology. A very peculiar technology needing a very peculiar specific software. We made a new software with another company, naturally, specific for our solution, for our Kreator, to manage automatically the different 3D printing strategy, vertical, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, to automatically make one point very important for the material saving is that we are speaking about toolings. Toolings usually have one operating surface to be milled for the lamination, for instance, for the machining of the part in the case of a jig. So the part needs to have much more material in this point in the operating surface than in the other part, because this surface has to be milled, has to be reduced to get the accuracy, the needed accuracy. With this software, you can simply identify what is the operating surface, and the software provides for higher thickness in this, just in this surface, and not in all the part. Another point is the easy creation of ribs. When you have a tooling to be milled, you need that the part has to be very stiff, because the vibration of the milling have not to compromise the accuracy of the milling and the quality of the surface. So to have rib means to have a part more accurate to be delivered. The definition of ribs is not a definition with a CAD that is making you designing the rib one by one and so on, but simply you identify the plan where the ribs has to be 3D printing, and the software automatically arrange the printing path, the slicer also, to get the ribs. Another point is the creation of windows. You can see some parts that are lightened by windows to remove some material and make the part more easy to be handled. With this software, we can print the part with the 3D printed windows, not with the need of adding in the milling program also the milling of the windows. And also the automatic management of the temperature. You know, if you know something about large format additive manufacturing, you know that a crucial point is the management of the temperature. With the software package, the new software package, you have an automatic management of the 3D printing speed in relation of the expected temperature. So you can, before start, know if the new layer will find the right condition for the optimal adhesion or not. And if not, you cannot print the part. If yes, you have a part perfect. But other important point, we have increased the robustness. You have increased the robustness of the hardware. We have increased the accuracy of material deposition. We are working to improve more and more this point. And we have enlarged also the material portfolio. But at this exhibition, we are launching the large build volume and large mass flow machine just for the 3D printing. It is a large portal having finally the new 100 kilogram per hour extruder maximum, and having also some interesting tip. That is a 6 model having a build volume, a huge build volume maximum. That is, let me check on the screen. We are speaking about 4 meter per 2.5 meters, because you have to remove something, to 10 meter long. Not bad. But also, the possibility of adopting one of the three 3D printing strategy. Vertical is easy, but also 45 degrees, simply changing the nozzle. The nozzle, there is no an operating unit tilting, like in the Kreator areas, but a nozzle oriented by 45 degrees. But there is a tilting by a positioner that can allow the 90 degrees 3D printing with the 45 degrees nozzle installed. Summarizing, with the vertical 3D print, the vertical nozzle, you can perform the vertical 3D printing. With the 45 degrees 3D nozzle, you can perform the 45 3D printing, 45 degrees 3D printing. With the 45 degrees nozzle and tilting by 45 degrees the head, I am sorry, but I am not able to manage this one. Okay, this one. You can also 3D print by 90 degrees. It is the easiest way on the market to change 3D printing strategy, finally. Together with this model, we are launching also other models of large portals. I think less important, but anyway, available. That is with the same beam, having 4 meters of stroke, we can combine two double bridge machine to get 3D printing and milling. It is a special machine, something like that. And we have finally defined and put on a price list and not treated like a special, also the current extruder that keep the RS installed on Poseidon. We have one machine delivered and another machine to be delivered with this small extruder. Vediamo un po'. Tacete. Perfect. This technology can be used to manufacture toolings, that is machining jig, lamination master, direct mold, other application in a context of epoxy urol or similar replacement, and also in a context of FDM replacement. Again, one monolithic part instead of a lot of small parts to be connected together. Here, some example of 3D printed and then milled part. We have presented at the Formnext last year. You can see it in the presentation, then I think will be made available. Or anyway, you can ask the presentation to us. Why direct mold for composite? I already spoke about that in GEC forum in the past. Process, shorter manufacturing process, material saving, energy saving, cons, dimensional compensation required, and the anisotropy of the material, of the 3D printing material. 3 examples. This example was already discussed last GEC. That is the 3D printed and milled direct mold for UHF tables calibration sheet. Let me remind the UHF table, that is a table equipped with up to 100 and more vacuum cups independent that can be oriented and placed. And also a direct mold for a CFRP competition car seat. And another direct mold of a customer of Kreator for United Aerospace for the lamination of UAV wings, a unmanned aerial vehicle. But does LFAM really help sustainability? Having this question in our mind, we have commissioned the company RINA, that is a consulting company, very well known, a study focused on direct mold for CFRP. Just to have some figure, about the sustainability of the process. The study was a study considering the business as usual classical process, that is cutting of epoxy board, gluing of epoxy board, milling of epoxy board to get what is called model, then lamination of the CFRP mold, because the mold, classically the mold for a CFRP part is made of CFRP itself, then curing in autoclave, considering all the flow of energy entry and waste released. This is what occurs with the direct mold 3D printed. You can see at the first side that we have only 2 blocks, not all the operation. So at least you have less handling inside of the floor. But we have also 50% less of environmental impact. And if we consider the recycling of the material with which we have manufactured the mold, more than 60%, certified by RINA, that is Greater Sustainability Certified. But finally, are customer appreciating? This is the final point, because all is good, all is a good thing, but what customers say? Well, in the early stage of Kreator RS, we started with an operation to boost the communication called additive tools. And the very first customer using Kreator RS, that is MDC design, that is not a customer in the world of composite, but not so far, working in the context of FDM replacement and also of epoxy euro replacement. It is manufacturing assembly machines for automotive. Was interviewed. After 1 year, we have repeated the interview just to understand which was the story, the impact, the improvement, or not. By 2022, one of the 2 founders and owners said, their customer, asked to reduce the weight of the equipment. We have seen before that we are able to reduce up to 5 times the weight of the part when compared to the same part manufactured by subtractive method, because we can manufacture an empty part. With the aid of these printers, they are calling it printers, we have started to reduce the weight while always keeping the accuracy. After 1 year, 2023, they said, well, every new technology, I think every one of you knows that is not a walk on the garden. Needs a lot of effort to learn the best way to use it, to improve the technology together with the manufacturer of the technology. A good result is when the manufacturer and the customer work together to make the technology better and better. So CMS and MDC committed themselves to consolidate the technology, and since 6 months, I think, we can say that we have been using Kreator in a much more industrial way. Kreator is used in our manufacturing of parts for customers like the other machines we have, and it provides, in addition, the benefit of additive manufacturing. All this while maintaining the required accuracy, as I already told 1 year ago. But last but not least, using Kreator, they are enlarging their portfolio of parts, also on sectors not usually there. That is, apart for aerospace, instead than for automotive. We can see a potential for extending application area. I think it's very good result. Finally, high flexibility. That is integration, a very 100% integration between a 3D printer and a machine tool. Material saving, up to 5 times the saving of material than current technology, but also than competitors. Sustainable solution certified by a study, a serious study. Lower environmental impact, and industrial solution certified by the interview of our customer. So we have 4 minutes for question and answer. Thank you. Okay, I think all of us are tired after the first day of GEC. Thank you for your presence here. And I think I release all the equipment and have a good exhibition for the next 2 days here. Bye.